everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well today. So I wasn't even planning on filming today. I am really tired today. I just don't really feel up to doing a lot. I've been editing a lot of videos, trying to just put up a lot of videos for Vlogmas, and I'm exhausted, but I was kind of planning out some videos and I got really inspired to do this one. So I thought I'd go ahead and just sit down, film it because I felt the urge to do it. So here I am. Please don't mind if I look tired or if I just kind of look like a slob. It's because I really didn't feel like filming and I'm just kind of feeling out of it. So I apologize also if my energy is a little bit low. But today's video is going to be a unpopular opinions / hot takes video. So I didn't know what to title it. It's definitely still unpopular opinions because these are my opinions that I'm sharing with you today that I feel like a lot of people don't agree with, therefore they're unpopular. But they're also kind of hot takes because they are still things that I'm gonna say that are probably just, I don't know, like I'm just throwing them out there, I guess is what I'm saying. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I have my notes here if you see me looking down, but let's go ahead and get started. So I don't know who initially started this video. It's been all over YouTube at this point. So many creators that I watch have already done a version of this for themselves. So I have watched popular opinions that like people agree with. I've watched unpopular opinions that, you know, they don't agree with or they agree with that other people don't. So the first thing is like blinding highlights. I still like blinding highlights. I feel like a lot of people that I watch, they're very into like subtle highlights nowadays. And I feel like a lot of people are gravitating towards that more just kind of like lit from within type of glow. And I still really enjoy blinding highlights. I love Ofra highlighters. I love my Flower Beauty like highlighting palette. I have, you know, really blinding cream highlights that I love. So I am still all about the highlight life and I still enjoy really beaming highlights. And I feel like I'm kind of in the minority when it comes to that. But that's okay because makeup is different for everyone and that's just something that I am still enjoying. The next one is I still like liquid lipsticks. I feel like so many people are like all about gloss nowadays, or they're all about just like bullet lipsticks or creamy lip pencils and lip crayons. But honestly, liquid lipsticks are still so comfortable to me in the sense of I feel confidence that when I go out with a liquid lipstick on, that it's not gonna, you know, smear or get all over the place for the most part. Of course, there's like certain experiences that like they leave like that butthole lip and it just looks really, really ugly. So like I can understand how some formulas are really bad, but for instance, the Too Faced liquid lipsticks, I love those. And I feel like they always fade so beautifully on me. I never have to worry about feeling like self-conscious or feeling like I'm getting that butthole lip. So I really do enjoy liquid lipstick still. And especially during these times right now where all of us are wearing masks, if you're going to work every day and you're having to wear a mask the whole time, liquid lipsticks might be something that you want to look into because they are not going to transfer as much because of course they're a little bit more long wearing than just like your regular bullet lipstick. So I still really like liquid lipsticks. I had to say it. And now we're getting into kind of like the hot takes. So Charlotte Tilbury is overrated. I said it. I think she's overrated. I think the brand is overrated. I think a lot of it is overrated, to be honest. A lot of the things that I've tried from her have just been kind of average. I'm not saying that I'm still not intrigued by the brand. I'm not saying that there can never be something that I try from hers that I'll love. Like, no, I'm just saying I feel like the brand is still overrated as a whole. I have their Cheek to Chic Pillow Talk blusher. That is nothing to write home about. I talked about that in my blush video that I did, and honestly, yeah, it's nice, but it's nothing that one of my drugstore blushes can't do. And honestly, the like liquid contour that I have, I have been enjoying it. I have figured out a way to, you know, to make it better work for me. But again, I don't know if it's something that I like need, you know, or it's something that I was like dying without, or that I can't live without now that I've tried it. I guess what I'm saying is I think I would still pay a high-end price for the products, but not a luxury price, if that makes sense. And I feel like maybe, just maybe, I shouldn't be able to like have that opinion yet because I've only tried a couple of the products, but I have a lip pencil. The lip pencil's good. Again, though, I feel like my ColourPop ones are the same. Again, you know, and then I only have those 2 other products, like I said. And then I have a lipstick as well. But I just don't think that it's worth it, in my opinion. Another like makeup-y thing, there is such thing as too dewy. I'm so sorry if I'm offending anybody, but I just think that there is such a thing as too dewy. There is a point where you can just look greasy, and I'm not about that life. It looks good on some people, but even then, there's certain things that I'm just like, that's too much. Like, do you know what I mean? And an everyday person isn't going to want to have their face that sticky, if that makes sense. That's kind of my feelings towards the new Patrick Ta face gloss. I think that is so strange, and I don't know why no one else does. Like, I think I was watching Tara Brooke and she mentioned that, but oh my gosh, I would not want to wear a face gloss. Like, can you imagine that, going outside and then just like your hair sticking all over your face and then wearing a mask with a face, like it just doesn't make sense. First off, I feel like the timing is really, really off. And then the second thing is like, who wears that in everyday life? And please comment if you are someone who wears dewy skin like that all the time. I know that there's certain people that they have severely dry skin, and so they want all of the dewiness. I can kind of understand that, but again, I don't know. I don't know a whole lot of people that don't set their face with powder, or that just lather on all of the creams and don't set anything. Like, I don't know. I just don't come across that very often. So to me, in my opinion, there are things being like too dewy. Okay. This is something that you guys are probably going to be like, what? Okay. So I love Natasha Denona, okay? I do. I own the Biba palette, love it. I own the Metropolis palette, like it. I don't love it as much as I love like the Biba, but I really do enjoy it. I own the Bronze palette, love that one. The Glam palette, love that one. And I have other products from the line as well. I like Natasha Denona, but I will say, I feel like ABH last year, they just like released. They did so many things. They released so many things. I think in 1 month, they maybe released like 3 different palettes or something like that. And then they were like canceled, right? Canceled. I hate using that word, but they were practically canceled. And like now everybody just hates on them and hates on them and hates on them. I do know that there were some like business practices that they did. I don't know about those things, and I'm not here to tell you about those things because I don't know. I think brands are brands, they're not people, and I think we put brands on a pedestal when in reality, at the end of the day, brands just want money, and they want your money, to be honest. So I think us as consumers, we just need to stop putting brands on pedestals and acting like they're our BFFs or that they're our neighbors, or that they made that exactly for me, because it's not the truth, okay? Brands are brands at the end of the day, and they want money. And so I don't know why people always put brands on a pedestal, but I'm bird walking. Basically what I'm saying is Natasha Denona did something similar this year, and nobody is calling her up on it. Like nobody is talking, you know, any shade about it. And it's frustrating to me. So this year, Natasha Denona, she came out with the Bronze palette, and everybody was freaking out about it because this was her third like medium-sized palette. It's stunning, you know, it's a neutral palette, and everyone was like loving it. And I understand, for good reason. It was a very, very good like market. It was very, very good, that release. It was perfect for so many people. So many different markets were able to gravitate towards that palette and access that palette. But later on, I want to say she came out with that in like May or June, that bronze palette. And then I want to say by like August or September, she came out with another palette, and that's the Glam. And I know that, you know, ABH, they came out with like 3 palettes in one or whatever, but like they were throwing down like $60 palettes. Natasha Denona's throwing down $65 and $129 palettes. Where's the difference? At least ABH was coming out with some palettes that were like in the $45 range rather than $65. So I guess what I'm saying is, I feel like people also put Natasha Denona on a pedestal because she's luxury and, you know, it's great quality and all this and that, which I get. Like I've said, I enjoy the products. I have both the bronze and the Glam palette, but I didn't purchase them right away. And luckily, I am a consumer who likes to really think out those purchases. And I'm not, you know, throwing shade on anybody who just like bought it back to back, because everybody's different. If you have the means to do so, by all means. But I guess what I'm trying to say is those are expensive palettes to be just promoting and just releasing all the time, you know? And I don't know. I guess at the end of the day, consumers, they're, you know, we are consumers. We have to be able to make good decisions, good financial decisions. And so it's not a brand's fault that somebody goes in debt over their, you know, their brands. But I guess it's just everybody canceled ABH, but nobody even mentioned Natasha Denona and the way that she released things this year. So I just think that was kind of frustrating. I will say though, what ABH was releasing was ugly. And at least what Natasha Denona is releasing is really, really pretty and things that people will probably use every day, except for that really ugly Trio Chrome palette. I don't care for that. So there's that. But anyways, that's just kind of strange to me that nobody talked about that. The next thing, and I feel like if I ever were to get PR in the future, they'll probably look back at this video and be like, nope, but that's fine. Honestly, I'm just stating my opinions. I'm being honest, and I want to be honest with you guys. I don't think that I should put up a front because I'm a small channel and like I want PR or whatever. No, that's probably not going to happen for like a long time from now. But anyways, I feel like the Huda Beauty Naughty palette was a cash grab. I feel like I'm being really mean in this video, but these are just my thoughts, okay? This is just what runs through my mind. I saw the release photos for that Naughty palette and I thought it was so ugly, okay? That slippery shade, I was watching Tara Brooks' video again. I really like referencing her videos because she's very, very honest. Just, you know, to be frank about things. She's very honest, and she's basically said that like that slippery shade looks like COVID-19, like it's hilarious. And I was cracking up laughing when she said that. But this is the thing. I saw the release photos and that slippery shade literally gave me the creeps. Like I feel like I had chills going down my spine. It was just creepy. I would never own that palette specifically because that ugly shade is in there. But not only that, she did like those marbly, like those marbleized finished eyeshadows in there. And while they look beautiful, I cannot, and I don't own the palette. I've never used it. I've never swatched it. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I just don't see how those can be revolutionary. You know, I've seen looks and I'm just, like, I don't know. They're just not calling to me whatsoever. I don't think that the color story is something that calls to me either. I will say that I do appreciate that the palette has more depth. I own the Mercury Retrograde palette, and I feel like there's not a whole lot of depth in that palette. So I can appreciate that the Naughty palette appears to have more depth, but the color story is just not something that I'm into. But not only that, the shadows, just all of it, it just seems like she wanted to do something different, so she did it, and people paid for it. Like, and to me, that just seems like such a cash grab. And I feel like Morphe gets criticized of doing this all the time, or for doing this all the time, but like, no one else ever does it for any, like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, I just feel like whenever it's a brand that people like overall, nobody will say anything bad about them. But then whenever people whatever brands that people don't like do it, then everybody's all over it. So I don't know. But yeah, I think that's a total cash grab. I just feel like she wanted to do something different, so she did, and people bought it. I will say though, it's pretty good marketing because people are talking about that palette everywhere. Here I am talking about that palette, and the more that it's coming out of people's mouths, the more, you know, it's being promoted. So the final thing, because I don't want this video to be too long, is ColourPop. So again, like the brand, I have, you know, products from ColourPop that I really do enjoy, but I am not going to sit here and defend brands. That's not who I am. I'm just not that type of person. Again, brands are businesses. They want your money. They want money. That's how they strive. That's how that's how they thrive, is by our money. So at the end of the day, I don't have to back up any brand, but I think ColourPop is just overrated. Everything is out of stock on their website for the most part, and then they say, oh, it's limited edition, and then it's all out of stock, and then they bring it right back, and it's just like, they really bring up the hype for their new releases, and then they just like get out of stock. I feel like they only have like 500 or something at the very initial launch, and then they go out of stock, and then all of this hype is raised up about this one product, probably an eyeshadow palette, and then they're like, we're gonna bring it back in stock. And it's just, why do they do that? The next thing is, I feel like they just keep re-releasing the same thing. This is just not my opinion. This is actually something that a lot of creators that I've watched here on YouTube have said. They said that so many of the palettes were starting to look so similar. Pretty much everything that was kind of releasing at the end of spring, beginning of summer, was just all looking very, very similar. Their like Wild Nothing palette, along with the Sandstone palette, along with the like Garden Variety palette, like all of it was just starting to look very, very similar. And then of course their all matte palettes, while the Sunflower one is really nice, the Poppy one, it just kind of looks like the Sweet Talk palette or like the Miss Bliss or something like that. I know that the Poppy one is all matte, but still. So I just feel like everybody freaks out about ColourPop releases whenever at the end of the day, they're gonna come out with something else. And then not only that, it's almost all identical. Like, I don't understand. I will say though, that Hello Kitty launch is super cute, super, super cute. I just saw on Instagram the Hello Kitty launch, and I'm just like, that is so adorable. I'm probably not gonna grab it. I'm super intrigued by the blushes, but they have good products and good releases. Like, I'm totally, you know, I mean that when I say that, but I guess it's just, it's overrated in the sense of like, everybody loves ColourPop, everybody, you know, they buy everything, then they sell out, and then it sells out again, and then it's just, it's nuts. But I hope you guys enjoyed. That's everything. Those are all of my unpopular opinions / hot takes. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment what your unpopular opinions are. If you agree with any of my unpopular opinions or hot takes, I would love to know that as well. But if you did enjoy today's video, please do give it a thumbs up. I also hope that you'll consider subscribing before you go. I would love to have you here as a part of my family, and I'll go ahead and see you in my next video. Bye!